Hey YouTube, this video is going to be a review of my Emerson Custom CQC-22. The CQC-22 design was a design that Mr. Emerson made for Spikes Tactical. They wanted to release a collaborative piece of a knife and a tactical rifle set. The rifle is chambered for a .22 long rifle, but I believe you can also get the a .223 caliber for it. And the 22 design is a mix of a lot of Mr. Emerson's favorite designs. It has a bowie shape similar to the 1911, and the handle is also similar to a CQC-22, excuse me, CQC-12. And basically, he wanted a tactical fighting bowie to match the rifle. The 22, as you can hopefully see, also has almost a tanto bowie design. Here you can see the yokote, which is commonly seen on tantos, is on this particular bowie shape. I picked this one up at the 2010 New York Custom Knife Show, which was actually located in Secaucus, New Jersey. I did not win this in the knife lottery, but a friend of mine did, and I was fortunate enough to buy this from him. This one has a steel flame pocket clip. The guys over at Steel Flame made this for me. Derek made this. I picked it up from him at the show. This is the Crusader pocket clip. So, like most Emerson Customs, this has the green linen micarta and titanium bolsters. These newer Customs have a very thick lock bar. As you can see, it's almost the entire width of the blade tang. Some people noted that the lock bar is going to be as strong as its weakest point, and you can see here there's a cutout where the lock bar, this width of the lock bar here is approximately the width of what the lock bar was on the older models. However, I agree that it probably is the weakest point. I think the reason why Mr. Emerson is doing these larger lock bars is so that the blade tang doesn't actually close to the left of the lock bar. So, like I was saying before, this is the entire width. That way, there's not going to be any slippage. So I feel like the larger lock bar is not for strength, but mostly for covering the entire lock bar. As all Emersons, this is a 154 cm blade, and if you can see the Emerson Spec-War logo, come on, focus, Emerson Spec-War knives. The Spec-War knives logo is only used on his custom knives and knives that are hand ground, like some of the prototypes are. This one is chisel ground. It has no grind marks on the back and is zero ground on the logo side. It does have the wave, and it has these 3 indentations for the hands, and I really like that. A lot of Emerson designs have 2 indentations. Think of the CQC-15 or CQC-14, but this is really nice. So you can get your middle finger right to that middle joint, and then your pinky and ring finger nicely fit into this last choil, I guess you'd call it. But this one is a user for me. I use it just like I'll use any other knife. You can see actually some of the marks on maybe you can't see some of the marks on the blade, but you can see the blemishes on the tie from where it's been in my pocket, rubbed up against things in my pocket. The titanium is bee-blasted, so like all bee-blasted metals, the marks show up very easily, which is fine with me because, like I said, I'm not going to keep this in the safe. One thing I like to do is, rather than EDC my custom all the time, I'll usually use it for about a week, and then I switch off with one of my productions. Like right now I have my 99.7 in my pocket, and to do that because after a few weeks of EDCing a production, when I go back to the custom, I have that initial shock, or it really doesn't get me jaded on the fact that I have a custom, because a lot of people want to get customs, and they're very sought after, Mr. Emerson's customs. So if you use one day in and day out, you almost forget how special it is. Let's see, what else did I want to say? Oh, the CQC-22 is a design that is only available through Spike's Tactical. The production version is. The customs are obviously available at his lotteries. There's people talking recently about how some of them are swedged. The customs are swedged and some of them are not swedged. This one is clearly not swedged. However, there have been 3 or 4 that were swedged. This is a new design. Oh, got my towel in the way. And I would, if I had to guess, this is a complete guess, I would go to say there's about a dozen CQC-22 customs made. This is a great design. I was talking to Kane from Spike Tactical about it, and I was handling the production that he had, or excuse me, the prototype that he had, which is very nice. It has the G10 handles like most prototypes have. But he was saying that he likes my custom a lot better, which I'd have to agree. There's just something about an Emerson custom that is so striking, and I guess that's why they're so popular and go up in value so quickly on the secondary market. There's all the hardware on their custom knives are satin. They're satin finished, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Like some of you know, on the older customs, he had threaded bolsters, whereas you can see this one has like a back to the pivot where the pivot actually threads into. On the older CQC6s, CQC7s, and 5s, the bolster itself was threaded. It was tapped so that the pivot went right into the bolster. Like all customs, has the G10 backspacer. I actually did see recently a CQC7 that had a green micarta backspacer. I saw it recently, but it was an older design. He played around with that for a while, doing the green micarta backspacer, but I guess he just decided to keep it with the black G10 on this one, and the most newer models. So I guess that's about it. If you have any questions, let me know. You know, there's not too many videos on Emerson Customs on YouTube. I think I could probably name all of them. You know, NYC Dave has one on his Custom Horseman, and Mac J Mills X has one on his CQC6 that he's had a couple times now. But yeah, if you have any questions about Emerson Customs in general, just shoot me a message or a comment. Thanks YouTube, and as always, be dressed to play and geared to slaughter. Take care.